Most people think power in conversation comes from speaking well, saying the right thing, having the best argument. But the real power move is silence. Because the person who controls silence controls pressure, and the person who controls pressure controls the outcome. Think about this. Have you ever said something in a conversation and the other person just stared at you without responding? No reaction, no words, just silence. What happened next? You probably kept talking, explaining, justifying, filling the gap. That's not an accident. That's psychology. Humans are not comfortable with silence. Silence creates tension, and the brain is wired to resolve tension as quickly as possible. So when silence appears in a conversation, most people rush to fill it. And when they do, they give away information, they reveal insecurity, they lose control. The most powerful communicators understand this. They don't rush to speak. They don't interrupt silence. They use it because silence forces the other person to react, and the person reacting is not in control. Imagine a negotiation. You make an offer, the other person looks at you and says nothing. No approval, no rejection, just silence. What happens? Most people panic. They start adjusting the offer, lowering the price, adding extras, trying to fix something that wasn't even broken. The silence created pressure, and the pressure forced movement. Now reverse it. You make an offer, and then you go silent. You don't explain it. You don't justify it. You just wait. Now the pressure shifts. The other person starts thinking, is this a good deal? Am I missing something? Should I accept this? They begin convincing themselves. You didn't push. The silence did the work. This works because of something called cognitive discomfort. The brain hates unfinished situations. When there's a gap, it tries to close it. Silence creates that gap, and whoever speaks first usually gives up leverage. In social settings, silence signals confidence. People who talk too much often appear nervous. People who pause, who take their time, who don't rush to respond appear controlled, grounded, certain. Even if they say less, they are perceived as more powerful. Here's where it becomes strategic. You don't just stay silent randomly. You use silence after making a point, after asking a question, after someone challenges you. These are pressure points, moments where silence amplifies impact. Someone challenges your opinion. Most people react instantly. They defend. They explain. They try to win. But a controlled response looks different. You pause. You hold eye contact. You say nothing for a moment. Now the dynamic changes. The other person starts second guessing. Your silence creates weight. This is the shift most people never notice. Talking feels like control, but silence creates control. Because silence makes the other person think more, reveal more, react more. And the one reacting is the one losing ground. High-level leaders, negotiators, and elite communicators all use this. Not aggressively, not obviously, but consistently. They understand that every conversation has an invisible structure, and that structure is built on who speaks, who waits, who reacts. Silence disrupts that structure, and when used correctly, it rebuilds it in your favor. So the next time you're in a conversation, don't rush to fill the space. Don't try to control everything with words. Say what needs to be said, then stop. Let the silence work, because the strongest position in any interaction is not the one speaking the most. It's the one who stays composed while everyone else feels the need to speak. Master silence, and you control the room.